So I guess Misa's distraction from all the mess in documentary didn't work. So Sean Combs called out the only other black woman that's willing to come out and say something to him. No, I'm not talking about Young Miami. Diddy's mama is out here in the streets over Netflix's false claims her son hit her and more alleged fake narratives in the Reckoning docuseries. They protecting that money. They protecting that legacy, because who are you if you're not Diddy's mama? Who are you if you're not, what, Diddy's kid? Like, who are you, right? They want that power. They want that money. And at the end of the day, they not only said that Diddy said, Pop, shut up, B, which multiple people have said this, which I am inclined to believe, because I do believe violent people are violent to everyone. They also said that the way Janice used to wail on Diddy, horrible, horrible abuse, that just wasn't right. Go watch the documentary. The way they were just like, yo, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. Baby, the making of a monster. It's in the blood. Anyway, right? They said exclusive. They said, the good book tell us a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. However, this week, Sean Combs' mother and Netflix both appear to have put the Bible lesson of Proverbs 15:1 out to pasture, as Janice made glaringly evident today. Listen to what Janice said. Now, mind you, remember when Janice wrote a letter to the court saying that her son can't even tell the difference between what's real and what's fake and a truth and a lie? She literally wrote a letter saying there's something mentally wrong with her. Well, she's back. And I don't believe she wrote that for a second. I think Diddy wrote. Because one thing I do know, well, I don't know, but I suspect the women around Diddy, they will come into him and be like, leave him alone! Leave him alone! Shut up. Anyway, right? She said, I'm writing this statement to correct some of the lies presented in the Netflix Sean Combs Reckoning, released on December 2nd, 2025. First of all, I do want to say this. They ain't slick. Diddy, I said a long time ago, the streets are saying that Diddy has a big problem with his legal liquid assets. I'm not saying he don't own a lot, but it takes a lot to keep that running. And Diddy hasn't had any money coming in. And he spent a lot of that on the settlement and a lot of that on his legal fees. And he still has to maintain his stuff. I think that Misa and Diddy's mom are trying to look for an in to sue Netflix. I think they are looking for an in to sue Netflix. I do. And I think they're hoping they can live off that money. The thing is, are we sure that they really want to go to Discovery and get all those dudes, Gene Dill and all those people up on the witness stand to actually say what they saw Diddy do to his mama? Are you sure you want to get people up on the witness stand to see what they say they saw Diddy's mama do to him? What if they go to court and they roll that creepy tape where Janice is sitting there getting an IV with Diddy? Diddy keeps focusing on her white fingernails and they kissing each other on the lips. Again, I'm not saying they have anything weird going. I am saying the whole scene was weird and feeds into a lot. You see what I'm saying? Do you really want to start digging? Maybe. I think they're trying to change the subject, but it's too late, because everybody already, for those that didn't know, they now 100% believe Diddy's a devil. Anyway, Janice said this. These inaccuracies regarding my son Sean's upbringing and family life is intentionally done to mislead viewers and further harm our reputation. With all due respect, ma'am, after what we heard your son is into, what he does to his women, how abusive he is, the drugs, the freak-offs, the way he likes for people to and the women, drag them off of them, stand naked with a burqa from the neck up, drag the woman to the rooms, beat them, then take the man and rub it on his chest and then fall asleep? Another man on his chest? What could they possibly say to hurt your family's integrity? What could they say? They could set kittens on fire and it would be a net zero. I would be like, it tracks. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked. I would just be like, it tracks based on what we know him. How can your family's reputation be hurt? G and Diddy walking into a bathroom, hearing pow, 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 then walking out. That's a lot. And you talking about. Anyway. Somebody said, who wrote this? Dominic Patron said, having been in the Manhattan courtroom with her grandchildren for almost every day of her now incarcerated son's freak-offs, drugs, violence, and money-filled 2-month-long RICO trial this summer, sex trafficking RICO charges, I was in the courtroom every day. If you guys don't know, I was also in the documentary. Just wanted to toot my own horn. Janice Combs insists that Diddy nemesis Curtis 50 Cent Jackson produced with Alexander. Anyway, they said it's pockmarked with lies. Let's get through the lies. Calling out the Netflix for going salacious to promote the series. That's a funny thing. The series wasn't salacious. It was actually pretty even killed. Very even killed. Very journalistic. It was not salacious. It's just a fact that every person close to Diddy had a verifiable story that painted an image of a demon. And this is shit Diddy did. Anyway. And they have footage of Diddy and himself doing him in. Anyway, right? Janice especially centered Saturday on claims that her much accused and admittedly girlfriend beating Austrian once took his rage out on her. She said, the allegations stated by Mr. Kirk Burroughs that my son slapped me while we were conversing after a tragic city college event in December 28, 1991 are inaccurate and patently false. How can they be inaccurate and patently false? Inaccurate means something happened. Also, Kirk Burroughs is suing Janice Combs. You know that, right? Kirk Burroughs is suing Janice Combs because he said that Janet apologized to him or said something to him about the way Diddy snaked him out the company, and she promised to transfer assets back, and she never did. Anyway, that's why I read the lawsuit. I did a live about it. Go read it if you want actual details. They said, it's inaccurate and patently false. The one-time school bus driver and single parent declares of one of the most consequential scenes in docuseries. That was a very sad day for all of us. It led to the death of 9 people. I think Diddy's numerology is 9. I saw a TikTok about it. His numerology is 9. Anyway. For him to use this tragedy and incorporate fake narratives to further his prior failed and current attempt to gain what was never his bad boy records is wrong, outrageous, and past offensive. He's suing you, Janice. I think Janice is an unreliable narrator. She's talking to a man that's currently suing her, Kirk Burroughs. They said the last time Janice said the last time Janice saw her son in person at Fort Dix was around 10 days ago, just before Thanksgiving. With an expected release date of June 2028, Diddy and his large defense team have been granted a fast-track appeal. At the same time, trolled relentlessly before his September 24 arrest. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that. I will say one thing. Appeal judges do watch documentaries. I don't know how this appeal is going to go. Anyway, Netflix got sent a cease and desist letter from his attorneys. I hear the Mark I Can Feel You ain't happy with Diddy at all. I'm skimming through this article. They said this was corporate retaliation. Ted Sandro's anyway, if you guys want to know what it is, so with corporate retaliation, it's basically saying that you refuse to do something and then the corporation acted materially to destroy you, right? He says that he rejected the 2023 proposal from Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos to produce a documentary because Diddy refused to give up creative control. The subsequent decision by Netflix to release a highly critical rival-produced documentary is framed as Netflix's vindictive response to his reaction. So just because he said no, he not supposed to take 50 cents, they're idiots. Anyway, This is not traditional retaliation. The legal theory of employment retaliation exists only to protect an employee's right to participate in the anti-discrimination process. Diddy is a public figure and a former business partner of this context, not an employee. His claim is based on unfair business practice, defamation, and copyright, not employment law. Anyway, they're saying that Diddy doesn't have two legs to stand on because 50 obtained the footage directly. Apparently it did not go through Netflix, but even then it's very, very weak. He also picked a fight with the wrong person because Ted Sarandos has officially become the most powerful man in Hollywood because he bought up Warner Brothers studios and Warner Brothers Discovery. Again, listen, he sent a cease and desist. Netflix laughed at him. 50 Cent laughed at him. They're not pulling the documentary. It's literally nominated for an Emmy. His lawyers, is it going to be Mark Ianfilio's? People said Mark Ianfilio's very mad at him, are threatening action in the courts, but nothing has been filed. You guys, listen, let's get into Janice's full statement. I'm writing this statement to correct some of the lies presented in the Netflix Sean Combs Reckoning. These inaccuracies regarding my son's upbringing and family life is intentionally done to mislead viewers and further harm our reputation. In the document, I'm portrayed as an abusive parent. This is untrue. So this monster I guess, Diddy made himself a monster. As I've stated previously, I was a single mother raising my son. I held 3 and even 4 jobs in an attempt to provide comfortable upbringing and quality education for my child. I raised Sean with love and hard work, not abuse. But did you have parties at your house? Was it a speakeasy? And I do remember there was one talk show where Janice said she was hard on him or something or other. The statement made by Mr. Tim Patterson about Sean's life regarding my relationship with my son is not truthful and salacious to promote the series. To the contrary, I loved and nurtured Sean. My memories of Sean growing up are one of respectful and a diligent child and teenager. Sean has always been an industrious, goal-oriented overachiever. Moreover, the allegations stated by Mr. Kirk Burroughs that my son slapped me while we were conversing after a tragic City College event in December 28, 1991, are inaccurate and patently false. That was a very sad day for all of us. For him to use this tragedy and incorporate fake narratives to further his prior failed and current attempt. Kirk Burroughs is suing her right now. And current attempt to gain what was never his, Bad Boy Records, is wrong, outrageous, and past offensive. He's listed as one of the co-founders. How come that was never his? See, this is where they always lose me. Why is everything for Diddy, but the people that actually built it, it was never yours? Was it yours, Janice? Because you are literally a big owner of Bad Boy. Is it yours? What did you do for Bad Boy besides raising literally the OG Bad Boy, demonic Lucifer, Satan, Diddy? So is it yours? Do you deserve Bad Boy? Sick of them. Sean has been a dutiful son, always ensuring. What did she do to deserve it? He has been a dutiful son, always ensuring that I was cared for and vigilantly managing my medical care, as well as providing financial support. I'm requesting that these distortions, falsehoods, and misleading statements be publicly retracted. Yeah. Anonymous said she knows she's straight capping for that monster she created, all the way from the beatings to having him underage at her parties. Listen, at the end of the day, time will tell. They knew they were coming with legal stuff. Let's see what happens, honestly. But at the end of the day, you got a nerve for someone that was literally listed as a co-founder, did all the stuff, was the business in, and you own Bad Boy. Now, I'm not saying this because Diddy was hiding his assets through his mama and he helped, but you deserve Bad Boy, but Kirk doesn't because it was never his, but it was yours. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.